Good evening. It's now 6 p.m. and the November 18th meeting of the Dublin-San Ramon Services District Board of Directors is called to the order. Please join me in the pledge to the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Director Duarte,
Here.
Director Von Heater-Leopold,
Here.
Director Gavindorao, Vice President Halkett,
Here.
President Goel.
Present. Thank you. Moving on to item 4, special announcement and activities. Item 4A, new employee introductions.
Good evening, President Goel, members of the board. I now need to have glasses when I want to read something on my screen, but tonight I'm here to introduce Kim Roberts, the newest member of our engineering team. She's an administrative assistant 2. Kim comes to the district with over 16 years of administrative experience, including nearly 10 years with the city of Pleasanton, which was her most recent role was a senior office assistant with the city of Pleasanton. She was providing administrative support to engineering and public works, so pretty much exactly what she's doing here in the engineering department. She worked on public records management, service, financial support, and working in general with CIP. She also, as an added bonus, has experience with Tyler Munis, which is what Pleasanton uses. So pretty easy for her to come on in and start helping out with the team. And Kim sitting here in the audience, you're welcome to come say something if you like, or not. Welcome.
I want to say I look forward to working for the district and getting to know all of you as my career moves on.
Awesome. Welcome.
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 And I guess I shouldn't say it, but I will. Good job.
Good job.
There's an internal. You'll get to
You'll get to the, yeah. Did you clue her in as to why that's, yeah.
So can any of us actually still dine in Pleasanton, or should I just move all my restaurants to San Ramon?
On that note, moving on to item 5, public comment. You can make that comment now. At this time, those in the audience are encouraged to address the board on any items of interest that is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board and not already included on tonight's agendas. Comments should not exceed 5 minutes. Are there any speaker cards from the public?
No speaker cards.
And seeing none, so move on to item 6, agenda management.
No recommended changes.
Thank you. Moving on to item 7, consent calendars. Matters listed under this item are considered routine and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless requested by a member of the board or for the public prior to the time the board votes on the motion to adopt. Is there a motion to approve the items under consent?
Also move.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Director Duarte and a second by Director Von Heater-Leopold. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimous. Moving on to item 8, board business. Item 8A, consider the Board of Directors health insurance premium contributions for calendar year 2026. Director Von Heater-Leopold.
I am recusing myself from participation in any discussions, decisions, or voting on item 8A, consider Board of Directors health insurance premium contribution for calendar year 2026, because I receive health benefits as a retired board member of Dublin-San Ramon Services District.
We'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, well, just remember to let me back in.
Bring your badge.
Yeah, I have it.
On that note, we'll move into a verbal report from staff.
Good evening, President Goel, members of the board. My name is Samantha Kohler. I'm the Human Resources and Risk Manager.
That looks uncomfortable.
Oh.
Yeah, you can just nicely relax.
Can you still hear me this way?
Yes.
Perfect. The item before the board this evening for discussion and consideration is the calendar year 2026 health insurance contribution for board members and annuitants. The district contracts with the California Public Employees Retirement System, CalPERS, to provide health insurance benefits for its employees, retirees, and board members. In accordance with CalPERS requirements, a new resolution must be submitted each year by November 30th in order for an updated district contribution amount to be effective for employees, retirees, and annuitants as of January 1st, 2026. This item has been brought to the board for discussion as this is the last regularly scheduled board meeting before the CalPERS November 30th deadline for the board to discuss the health insurance contribution for board members for calendar year 2026. In August of 2019, by Resolution 3519, the board approved guidelines for board member health insurance contributions that state the following. If the district's health insurance contribution for all active employees in all bargaining units are equal, then the board health insurance contribution is set equal to the amount received by all active employees. If the district's health insurance contribution for all active employees in all bargaining units are not equal, the board health insurance contribution is set at the discretion of the board. At this time, for all employees, the contribution for all employees is not the same for all bargaining units, as the district has not approved a successor MOU for Local 39, nor approved an updated salary and benefits resolution for unrepresented senior managers. As the amounts are not the same for all employees, staff's recommendation at this time is for the board to defer action on the board health insurance contribution item for calendar year 2026 until a later meeting. Alternatively, at the board's discretion, the board may use the attached resolution to approve a 2026 health insurance contribution this evening to be effective for January 1st, 2026. And staff is available if the board has any questions.
All right, we'll move it into board direction or questions. Seeing none?
Yeah, I would support deferring. I mean, historically, we've always waited to get everybody home, and then we see what the numbers are, and we figure out what's fair to us and the ratepayers. So, I would. Do we need a motion for that?
You need a motion, right?
We need a motion to defer until a subsequent meeting. A subsequent meeting. Once we have all the other MOUs finished.
I'll second. And I second. Just discussion. I would agree. Bring it back to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstentions? The motion carries unanimous.
Where did Georgine go?
She went over there.
I'll go get her.
We'll now have Director Von Heaterly return.
You're fired.
Or terminated.
You've been recalled.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We can go through that.
Oh, okay.
All right. Moving on to item 9, reports. Item 9A, board items. 9A1, Joint Powers Authority and committee reports. My understanding is there were none. Is that correct? Seeing none. Moving on to item 9A2, submittal of written reports for days of service, events attended by directors. Do I have any? Got one.
Did you have one too?
Yeah, but you still
Okay.
go this way.
I attended the Alameda County Special Districts meeting at Cherryland Community. I forget what it's called now. Anyway, Hayward Area Recreation and Park District is who hosted it, and they have a new community building in the Cherryland area, which is Cherryland Community Center. Is just about 5 blocks from where I was born. So, of course, I had to go on a little drive around. But during the meeting, we actually had some good presentations. Jim Wheeler, who's the GM at Hard, gave a report on the things they're up to. I'm really glad to see that new community center. It's really beautiful. It's in an area that is very depressed. And so it's good to see them putting something there that can serve the community. We also had a presentation from Alameda County Sheriff's Office OES. And of course, he said basically the same things we've been hearing. It is critical to have an emergency plan and make sure everybody knows what it says and is capable of following it. The other presentation was also very interesting Paul Sethi and John Weed, both from Alameda County Water District, are our appointees to the Special Districts Post Redevelopment Dissolution Committee. It follows what has happened to all the redevelopment money that everybody had left over. And there's quite a few agencies that still have money sitting in the redevelopment fund. And they're trying to get it closed out, but the cities want to keep it separate, or I don't know what the exact reason is in every single case, but many cities have not closed out the redevelopment fund. Let's see. The OES presentation took almost the whole meeting, so we kind of skimmed over the last part. The financial report, I had a list of all the agencies that still hadn't been paid or hadn't paid. And then our upcoming meetings are at CV San, hosted by Oraloma on January 21st. And then March 19th is our annual meeting. And there's a new bill, and I don't know when it went into effect, Senate Bill 827. We are going to be required to have 2 hours of financial literacy training in addition to harassment and Brown Act. That's all.
So we get to be literate.
Yeah, financial literacy. I thought that was interesting, sort of late in the game, but
So that'll come to us next year.
Will be included in the new laws update that is usually in the first quarter of the calendar year.
And then we would have how long to be in conformance?
That I would have to check on.
Okay.
That would be part of the information we bring to the board.
All right, very good. Thank you for that update.
Yesterday, I attended the Contra Costa County Special Districts Association meeting held in Concord. This was a hybrid meeting, and with the storm, I elected not to drive, and I attended online. I don't have my glasses with me, but President Dan Mulroth opened the meeting, and then we had introductions. About 8 of us were online, and there was about 10 people in the room. I think with the weather the way it was storming at that time. Probably cut down on the attendance. The primary speaker was to be Senator Christopher Calabadon from the 3rd State Senate District. He was running late, so in his place, the second presenter, Reagan Ballo, the Senior VP for Government Banking from Five Star Bank, which is a bank that specializes in special districts. I didn't realize that. In fact, they have branches all over California, but they have quite a few here in Northern California. And he gave a presentation on fraud and fraud detection and fraud prevention. A couple of the main points that he talked about was dual controls for authorization, two-factor authentication, converting to ACH payments, and reducing the number of checks that are written, and purchasing cards. And I assume that we're already doing a lot of that stuff here in the district. I've been gone 5 years, so I'm not current. At that time, the senator showed up and spoke for an hour. An experienced politician. He's a 20-year mayor of West Sacramento. And boy, he could talk. His main comments were that get used to the fact that the legislature is coming out and saying, be prepared for state budget deficits for the foreseeable future. So he said programs and grants and special projects are going to be cut. There's no doubt about it. So he literally just talked about some of the special things that he had been working on. He's a co-sponsor for the bill that is going to provide automatic acceptance to the state university system. He sponsored a bill to reduce the insurance requirements on rideshare. This was kind of interesting. I didn't know this. Apparently, Uber and Lyft had been required to post $5 million worth of insurance coverage, which affected their rates, obviously. And it was in a short term way overinsured. So they passed legislation to cut down on those requirements, not at the expense of the safety of the riders. So that was something that I was not aware of. He continues to oppose the Delta Project because his territory, by the way, I thought was very, very kind of unique. Covers clear from the wine country all the way to West Sacramento and picks up a part of Contra Costa County, Brentwood, and that area. So he's got a very interesting mix of constituents. So he's also working on the golden mussel problem. I don't know how many of you don't know about that. I imagine quite a few of you do, but as a boat owner, it's a big deal. As a public servant, with especially in the business we're in, with the water transmission, the facilities getting clogged up with these little monsters, it's becoming quite a problem. An interesting comment was that he said that they've had a lot of problems getting support from Southern California because the majority of the politicians down there saying, what the hell is a golden mussel? And so the funding to implement a program that could address the issue is slow in coming. Colleen Haley, our CSDA field rep, gave a short update on legislative affairs in Sacramento. They're not currently sponsoring any bills, but rather focusing on supporting two main reform bills, one being the Brown Reform Act and the other one being the zero emissions for vehicles involving CARB. The last speaker was Mike McGill. He gave a quick update on I think it's a state conference for LAFCO, and he made the comment that evidently they offered a course on LAFCO 101, which was very well received and had a lot of attendees. And then they announced that our annual joint dinner with Alameda County will be March 26th next year in Pleasant Hill. And that's it.
That's not the date I have. Sounds like we should
Double check.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the one they announced.
Okay.
Moving on to item 9A3, request for any new items to be put on a future board or committee agenda. Nope. Outside of a confirmation of a date, it sounds like.
Right.
All right, moving on to item 9B, staff reports. 9B1, the general manager monthly report.
So the general manager monthly report for October is attached if the board has any questions. And yes?
On the graph, page 111, it shows precipitation was more than Lavma took.
The precipitation is measured against the axis on the right-hand side, which is in inches. So the orange bar would be, it looks like it's about maybe about 1.2 inches that day.
Okay, I see now. Thank you.
And we can take a look and maybe see if we can work on the graph to clarify that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Excellent. And outside of seeing continuous compliments come into our staff on a couple of items there, great job. Moving on to item 9B2, public outreach activities quarterly report.
Public outreach activities report for the first quarter of fiscal year 2026 is attached, and staff is available if there are any questions. Yes.
What's an impression? I mean, They looked at it
It is. It was, it came across in a scroll, so it was
and they
reflected.
opened it and looked at it.
They may have opened it, but if it scrolled and it showed up, it counts as an impression.
Weren't you hoping they would say they were impressed as they were scrolling
No.
down?
They saw it. It was seen.
It was seen.
If there are no additional questions on that report, I did want to just highlight a couple upcoming meetings. The LAVMA board meeting is tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. And Director Halkett and President Goel will be our representatives. We also have a special board meeting planned for December 1st, and staff will let the board know if there's any additional special board meetings that are needed. We will let you know.
On that note, we'll move into item 10, closed session. Again, when you're stepping back, please make sure to put your mics on mute. There are 2 items. Thank you. The board is back in open session. The closed session has concluded. There was no reportable action taken in closed session. Item 12, the meeting is now adjourned at 7:21 p.m. Have a good evening.